Alright, thanks for tuning in this afternoon, taking a look at the current weather and kind of the storm situation coming up. Hopefully we can do some of these weather videos at least once a week and hopefully a little bit more than that. Going on over to the visible satellite, you can see we don't have too much to talk about as far as major systems. We do have a lot of clouds down to the south and up the east coast here. We're starting to clear out here across the Midwest, and then also down to the southwest here we're starting to clear out as well. And that's because of a dominant high pressure system. Going on over, this is water vapor imagery, basically taking a satellite image of the water vapor in the atmosphere. You can see out along the east coast all the way down to the south towards Texas, up towards this area. We do have a lot of water vapor showing up. That's those brighter colors. But as we get down towards the desert southwest here, very dry air, so that's coming in as the darker colors. So right now, this is the main system we're watching is this system down here, and another system that's going to kind of come up out of the northwest. We're going to see if those interact together. We think, well, they will interact together. It's just exactly where and when. Going on over right now, radar, not too much going on. We do have a little bit of a concentration of snow up across Iowa, southern Minnesota. We do have a few snow showers lingering around the Great Lakes over into the northeast area. And this is our next system, like I said, down to the south, bringing some rain to very southern Texas, as well as down towards New Orleans. Going on over and taking a look at the 500 millibar vorticity map. This is basically a mid-level map. This is kind of going to show our pattern. Here is our here's a trough building in, or a ridge building in off the west coast. We have a little bit of a kind of a large-scale trough. It's not really anything major. We do have a little bit of a disturbance down here where we're dipping in down towards Mexico. This is tomorrow afternoon forecast. As we get into Wednesday, here you go. This is what we're watching. It's a little bit of this, what we would consider a positively tilted trough, meaning the axis is pointing off to the southwest. This is kind of keeping us closed off at this point from any kind of a major system. But remember that system that was down here. Watch this as they come kind of together via the Euro model, and you can see we get a very strong, a very nicely dug in trough here, and that's going to help spread some of the energy up to the north. And that, you know, per Euro model could give us a decent shot at snow as we get a little later on into the week, and we'll show you that in just a second. This is the the GFS 500 millibar chart. This is as we get into, again, Thursday. It's showing that same thing, but it's not quite picking up on the amount of energy that the Euro is showing. In fact, you can see here's the GFS as we get into Tuesday. There's that little area down into Mexico, the same little place that we were picking up on the Euro. And then as we get into Wednesday, the trough starts to form out here across the Great Plains, and eventually, I got my slides mixed up there, translate out into this. Alright, let's go on over. This is going to be basically showing you the precipitation. This is as we get into tomorrow via the Euro model. Not much to talk about. There's your system down into the Gulf. Here's the system up to the northwest trying to get going. As we get into the daytime hours on Wednesday, here's your system trying to get going out here, trying to see some cyclogenesis off of the lee side of the Rockies. And we have this system here down to the southwest in the Gulf, and look what happens as we get into the daytime hours on Thursday. Big time storm blows up. We have a couple low pressure systems, a low right here down into Georgia, another low trying to form off into either like the Kentucky, North Carolina, Tennessee area. This is what we'd call kind of a Miller type A storm, where one low takes place and then kind of it basically dies out, and then a secondary low takes its place. And we end up with snow on the back side of this, so places like Indianapolis down towards Louisville, Cincinnati, per the Euro model, would see some snow out of this event. And then look what happens is it moves off the coast, it bombs out, and it basically becomes a 975 millibar low, a very, very strong storm. And we're talking bukus of snow out across the northeast if this were to happen. Now, here's the GFS model, which becomes a little bit more believable in my eyes. This is as we get into late Tuesday, early Wednesday. Here's your storm system taking shape out here. There's your low pressure system starting to form out towards Colorado, kind of a Colorado low. As we get into the daytime hours on Wednesday, here it comes down across the plains. Here's your moisture down here with this system across the southern portion of the United States. And again, these kind of take that same shape with one low moving out here and one low here, but it's a totally different storm track, and we can see this in the snow accumulation forecast. This is the GFS showing basically Indianapolis southward, picking up a few inches of snow. Some places could see 3 to 4 inches per GFS, but if we take a look at the Euro, it kind of shows the same, but a little bit more of a widespread snow event across the state with this system. And look out to the northeast, where they're talking several inches of snow, as possibly a foot or more out towards Boston and places like that. So that's kind of your scenario that's setting up for this week. You know, the GFS and the Euro are both kind of back and forth on this. The Canadian model seems to agree with the GFS right now. So we'll just have to wait and see, and we'll have a little bit more on this in our forecast, official snowfall forecast, probably later today or tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.